Hey, my name's Jay. I'm with Torn Pages and I'm from America. Hey, what's up? Anyways, we're going to be showing you today how to make the crosses for the beads. I know you've been making the beads, some of y'all in Africa, maybe even South America, but we're going to show you how to make the crosses today. But first, before we start, I want to tell you there's a story behind Torn Pages. And it's a reflection maybe of your story. Because see, this is made out of torn and ripped pieces of paper. It's a reflection of the pages that have been torn and ripped in our lives. I can't imagine what your lives are like over there. I've seen, and I hope to visit, but I know so many times your life is torn and ripped apart, man, with no food or water, or seeing your children suffer and seeing others die. Well, see, God can take the torn pages of our lives and create something beautiful. And in His caring hands, He can give us a hope and a peace and a strength to fulfill our life's journey. So that's a beautiful story I hope to share with you as you make these necklaces. And we're going to be sharing them around the world. It'll be a part of your story because God can take the torn pages of our lives and create something beautiful and give us a hope and a peace and a strength to fulfill our life's journey. And I know that's what you want more than anything in life is more than hope and peace and strength. But today also we're going to teach you how to make these and have a fulfilling life. So there you can make a living by making these necklaces and support your families and your communities. And I just want to introduce myself. So peace out. We're going to get started. All right. Hey, this is Jay from Torn Pages from America. How you doing? Listen, I'm going to show you how to make the crosses for Torn Pages. This is the big one. These are for the necklaces, but this is what we're going to be concentrating on. We're going to be concentrating on the small ones. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And here we go. All right. So what you're going to need, you're going to need a cutting board. You're going to need a ruler, straight edge. You're going to need a razor. You're going to need some sticks, right? Real small sticks. You're going to need some tape. You're going to need some sort of string for the hook to put around the cross. You're going to need some glue and of course the paper and everything else. So, but of course the most important thing right now is to build the cross. You have to have a cross, right? Foundation to wrap the paper around. So that's what we have to build first. So let's go ahead and start that. So what you'll have to do is get you some sticks, whatever they might be. This is a good size. You need to break them, right? So it's a small piece. That's for the angle of the middle of the cross right here. So the top of the cross needs to be just a little bit longer. So, and after you do that, you break all that down. You can go ahead and break as many as you want. As far as production, you'll be able to work that out. But that's the basics, what you need for the cross. So let's now get to the work, okay? You're gonna put the tape down, okay? You can put as much tape as you want, all the way across. You're gonna tape the whole thing, right? Because that's all you're gonna be doing is building crosses today. From the paper that you've cut and everything else that you have. So you would go ahead and get all your paper down, right? You can go all the way up, right? You can have to do that. Then you need little strips though. You need little strips of tape. So you got to take this tape, right? And you cut that. You cut all those angles all the way across. So they're all about the same size. You can eyeball that. You get good enough where you can eyeball this. But you'd want to cut all of these pieces of tape, right? All the way across to where they're all about the same size, right? So that's what we have, okay? So we've got that. Then what we're gonna do is first off, we're gonna take these parts right here, and then you're gonna cut this. So what you would do is you'd cut all this across, the same length. Then you come around and you cut certain angles for what you have right here, for the pieces of tape. So what it does, it looks like this. That's what it looks like, okay? So the first thing we need to do though, is we need to go ahead and build the cross. So what we do is we take what we broke, right? We took a regular stick, right? We broke it. The small part for the middle, then the longer part for the bottom. This is what it looks like on the board. So we go with the green right here. So that's what it looks like, okay? The long piece is about 1.5 inches, and the middle part right here is about 1/2 inch. For right now, we use dental floss. I'm sure you have some sturdy string that you can use, right? You'll find in your resources. But what you do is you want to make sure that it's long enough right here to double, right? So you double that up to it's right there. So that one string would go right here. That's what we're looking at. So you just double that up, right? You just double that up. Because what you want to do is, as you know, in production, you just want to get everything together at one time. And then you're able to cut the strings. All right? So now you got your strings, right? You got all that in place. Do is you just go ahead and break about 1 inch and build your crosses, okay? So, and I'll show you what we're doing here. So, what you have, so you got some but about 1 inch, most of them about 1 inch, right? You put all the long pieces together, right? Some of them are a little bit longer, that's okay. But you want them about 1 inch. So there's nothing ever perfect, but you can cut them to where they're perfect. And then that'd be the middle piece, all right? So now, as you build your crosses, you've got multiple pieces together and you've got all your string cut. So what you do is you take this, right? Now you've already cut your paper, you already cut your tape, right? So you get this piece of tape, you put it right here. This piece of tape right here, so it's holding the piece right now, right? We take the piece of string and we put it just where enough to where there'll be enough for the loop to go through. And we do one piece at a time. So we fold this over to where it has a little hook right there. And what we'll do is we'll take this piece right here and put it right there with that. You see that? All right. I'm gonna put it right here where it's at. You put it there and then you wrap it back up around the other side and then you just twist it. You twist it to where now you've got the first part of the cross. Do you see that? Is you take the tape right here, all right, and you put it on the cross right here, the middle piece. So now that's secure. You see how that's secure? That's not going nowhere. And then what you do is you put it on the cross right here. You see that? And what you do is you would wrap that around the cross like this and then twist it and secure it. So that's the foundation. You see that? That's the cross. And what you're looking for the lower, just the right width to where it looks like the cross. And it always looks, to me, the cross always looks better where this little top part is small and this longer part right here. So now we got the foundation, but this is still too loose. See how loose that is? So what you have to do is you have to go back here, get you a piece of tape. Look at it. You put it right here in the middle. And then all you do is you just wrap this top part, right? You just wrap this top part. And you gradually build up just a little bit so you have something to wrap the paper around. You see that? So you do that. You grab the other piece. See that? You put it in the middle so it can be secure. Sometimes you go on the other side. You mash it and you press it and you turn it real tight so there's no looseness. You want it real tight. So you make it tight, right? And you get the other piece. Put it right here. And you make it tight. Make sure it's tight. You see me wrapping that? You see how I'm wrapping that? So all I'm doing is wrapping that tape around that piece. So now you have a foundation that's secure and sturdy. Okay, so now we have the cross. So now we have to cut the pages, right? Just like we cut the beads at an angle, we have to cut the pages at a different angle for the cross. So let me show you what you got. We won't need the whole page. This is just a regular 8 by 12, I believe, or 12 by 8 or 11 by 8. So it's just a regular piece of paper. So what we'll do is we'll cut that in half, roughly, okay? So we'll cut that in half. And this is what we'll do. Well, now we're gonna cut the strips for the cross. So what we do, they're real small, so you have to cut them this way, right? Then you move the cross the other side, so you just eyeball. They don't have to be perfect, just eyeball, okay? You see that? You have to have 5 pieces for one cross, just to make the base. And the base will look like this. That's what the base is gonna look like when we're through. Now, we have to cut the top part of it. We have to cut it at an angle. So that has to be cut at an angle too. Now you can see I'm freehanding all this. I've already got pretty much where I need it. So what you want is you want to cut that top part where the top part's angled. So it looks like that. You see where I'm cutting? That's a regular bead that you would roll. But this is for the cross. So the cross, the fat part, has to be cut at an angle. Right? So that's what you have. Right? 3. 4. Okay? And 5. You want to cut it the other way. Just like that. And what I'll do is I'll share with you why we're doing this, if that has to be explained, but if not, that's okay. So, I'm really hoping we got some good interpreters to edit this, but that'll be fine out that way. Okay, so now what we have, those two are pretty even, so we'll use those for the sides, and this right here we'll use for the top, and these two will be for the bottom. You're going to take the top part, right? What you do is you hold it right here in the middle, right? You see that? You hold it, then you press it, and you just wrap it. But as you're wrapping it, you're gradually building. You want to wrap it tight now. You got to wrap it tight, and you're gradually building up all the way to the top. You see that? You see that? All the way up to the top. Then you glue it. Huh? Helps if you open it. So, okay, a little glue. Make sure it's secure, right? Oh, and then you tear that little piece off right there in the middle. Boom. So that's the top. That's the first top part. You see that? Now we do the two sides. Wrap it all the way in the middle. All right, wrap it a couple times. Then you start building out just a little bit. Just a little bit. So what you're looking for is a little width as you build the cross out. So glue it. Make sure it's secure. Tear that piece off. So you got that piece done. See that? Okay. And you got the other piece. Go on this side. Wrap it around. Keep wrapping. Make sure it's tight. I can't tell you how important it is to tell you it's tight. So I wrap it around this way. I hold it with this finger and I wrap it around that way. See that? Put it on there. And voila. So So, all right. Now you got the bottom part. Now the bottom part's going to take 2 pieces because it's a little bit longer. So put this right here, and like I said, once again, you wrap it around, okay, and then you build it back out, right? Make sure it's secure. Tear that little piece off. So that's what you have, but that's not big, and that didn't look like a cross, but it's the same size all the way around. So you need another piece. So what you do, make sure this angle piece is at the end. It's always a secret. You want the angle at the end, right? So what happens, you come right here, and you go about maybe halfway right here. See right there, about halfway. Make sure it's secure. You gotta wait, make sure that piece is secure before you start wrapping it, okay? And then you start wrapping it, and you wrap it from right there. And what you're doing, you're just building out of the cross. So, but you gotta make sure that's secure, right? Before you start. See how I've wrapped that around? As you have that right there. Now, I'm not sure if you can get a real tight angle, but see how it's just, it comes out and has that V look. And see, that's what you want. You want the grooves to fan out everywhere you're going, even with this little cross. Okay, so now we have the cross. So now we need to trim it out. See how this right here is trimmed out? So you want to build out the same things right here. Same thing on this one. See how you got this? You wanted to build out. So you need to cut enough paper, right? Hopefully I've got this the right size. So this has got to be really, really small. These are small crosses. So you take this right here and you cut it. Okay. All right. So what we have here, we got to cut it real small because there's a little piece of trim on the end. But you want to cut it at an angle too, a real sharp angle, right? So start right here. All right. Now you have to cut on the same angle. These have to go the same way because you want all of it to match. If you did it this part, sometimes the color up here is different. So you want all these to match. Okay. Now I'll show you what you want. You want also for the middle. You gotta have one for the middle too. But you need 2 of them for the middle. So you got 5 pieces, 6 pieces you have to cut. You got this. All these match the same. Okay. All right. So you have all your cuts. You have all your pages matched the same. Make sure they're the same. All with the same type of ending right there to be trimmed out right. Okay? So you take your first one, you have to glue it. You start with the big side first. You start with the big side first. You come up here, make sure you hold it. You see that? You see that? Okay. And you just wrap it. Okay, and you trim it out. You want to make sure your beads are you want to make sure these are length enough so it has a good edge to it. You want to be able to see the edge, not by color, but also by dimension. What I mean by dimension, hopefully this is cut big enough that you'll be able to see. It's not quite not quite big enough that I like for the look. Okay, so, all right, see that? That's got a little bit of look, but what you want something a little bit bigger than that. So, can I just show you? So, the strips aren't big enough because it doesn't give enough dimension. So what you want is a bell shape, right, to be at the end of it. So the bevels, and let me put this last one on. About through, okay? So, trim the cross out. And just keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. Centralize the piece of trim, okay? And you just keep it right in the middle. You don't bevel it out, you just keep it right in the middle, because the bevel will do itself, so you don't have to build it out. So you can see all the different colors. So you can see all different colors. Now we need a middle piece, all right? The middle piece, this is a little bit too long, so we'll cut those off. Because they're too thick, I think. So we cut them off about right there. And there you go. And that's what you have. But what you want is you want it to bevel, right? To where it's thicker on each end. Because I believe you know how to make the beads. So, but what happened right here is that they're going to be wrapped around 3 times. And that's the look we're looking for, but that's a little bit too big. These can be accent beads. What I mean by accent beads is that they're about that size. See, that's about the same size. They're even a little bit smaller. But see, what we're looking for is we're looking for just a couple of accent beads mixed in with little small beads. See how these are real small? Then we have an accent. Then we have a different type of accent with the wood. But they're smaller beads. So what we're looking for smaller beads to form something like this. So what you have, you got this look as opposed to that big look. But listen, man, it has been a joy. I hope I did a good enough job with the video to help you guys, help you all to make the crosses and the better distinction between the beads. So especially the crosses. And I just want to say I'm looking forward to this venture we're going to share together and helping you and your families and your communities to give you a livelihood to make a living into your country, to be able to support your family and your kids, and also to support the community, all the needs that you need and want. Torn Pages is about helping you, but it's also about helping so many people in the world because they have torn pages. Everybody is suffering in this world. Everybody, right? The heartache, the sorrow, the tears. But Torn Pages, it brings a message of hope, peace, and strength, so that they can be having that in their heart and their soul. So we'll be praying for you. We look so excited about what's happening, and I just want to say peace out. And if nobody's told you that, I love you, and we love you. Peace out.